The Eldridge Hotel, established in 1855, has over 50 years of ghost sightings and stories. And in light of the upcoming expansion, Kate Miller of the University Daily Kansan sat down with David Longhurst to talk about his own experiences with the hotel's supernatural.
First, can you tell me your own feelings about this alleged ghost that haunts the Eldridge?
Well, one of the earliest ghost stories is that photograph that we have in the lobby, and it was taken in the 70s. And it was taken during the holidays. In those days they had to develop the film, they had to make the print, so it was like a week afterwards before somebody actually could see the picture. And when they were looking at it, and look at the elevator in the background, and said, "Oh my God, what's that?" And the elevator doors are open. It's filled with mist or smoke, and there's a figure standing there in the elevator. So that's one of the earliest. It's the earliest ghost story I'm even aware of, and a lot of the ghost stories happened in room 506, and that's where the cornerstone was, the original building. Mm-hmm. Several years ago, the housekeepers came down and they said, "David, we can't unlock the door to get into 506 to clean it. And all of our guest room doors have key cards. We would just slide your key in and the door opens." So I said, "Oh, no problem. Let me take my master key. I'll go and open it for you." So I went upstairs and I went up to the door and I put my master key in, and the lights flashed on the key card, and it didn't open. And they flashed and they flashed. I tried again and again. We went down and made a new master key. Went back up again. The door still wouldn't open. We changed the batteries, even though the light was like, we changed the batteries. The door still wouldn't open. Finally, we had to take the trim completely off, all around the door. Take the door off its hinges to get in, and we discovered that the deadbolt was locked. Now, the deadbolt is on the inside of all of our guest room doors, and it's there to ensure absolute privacy for our guests. The only way you can lock that deadbolt is from the inside of the room. You can't lean it against the edge and pull the door shut. You have to be inside the room, the door has to be closed, and you have to manually turn the deadbolt. It was locked from the inside. That room is on the 5th floor. There's no locking the door and going out the window. There's no way that can happen.
Still not convinced? Well, David's staff didn't believe it at first either.
Several years ago, we had a new bellman here in the hotel, and he said, "I've heard that story. I don't believe it." So he took the key, came downstairs, went down the hallway, unlocked the door, went in, started up the concrete steps, bent down, and he got a chill as he was going up. And he got partway up and looked up over the edge. Somebody was sitting over his chair. And there was an older gentleman, and he had a pipe. And he looked up and he went, Looked back down again. Well, the bellman screamed, came running down the steps, running up the hallway. Never went in there again. Well, to me, the ghost stories are always an integral part of the history. Mm-hmm. And invariably, when I get involved in telling ghost stories, I always revert back to the history. I mean, this is such an